She's Jazz.
And he's Josh.
And you just tuned into the conversation.
The season of new continues here on the conversation.
That's right. Our viewers may not know, Jazz and Danny will be graduating in 2012, so it's going to be an emotional year for me. But over the course of the next 2 seasons, new faces will be appearing on the show, and we have one of those new faces here today. And her first conversation comes all the way from Nashville. Miss Akilah, why don't you tell us?
Yes, I sure will. Well, again, my name is Akilah, and I traveled up to Nashville to interview a jazz artist by the name of Mike Sax, in which he is the band leader of the group called Mike Holt and the New Age Sound. Check it out. Today with me, I have Mike Sax. How are you doing today, Mr. Sax?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Okay, Mr. Sax, he is a jazz recording artist out of Nashville, Tennessee. Could you tell us something about yourself?
I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Been performing since I was 16 years old. I'm 25 now. Working on my first album as an artist. Hope to have it out in March of next year. So
March next year? So
yeah,
we should be looking forward to that?
Yeah, sometime between March and May is what I'm pushing for. So preferably March.
Okay, well, we want that to come on out now, so keep pushing.
I'm trying to get it together. I've been working on it for a while now, so I'm pretty sure about we're gonna be done with it in March. Between March and May.
Okay, so your name is Mike Sax.
Yeah.
Could you tell us your full name and then tell us where Mike Sax came from?
Well, my full name is Michael Holt. That's the name of my band, Michael Holt and the New Age Sound. I think Mike Sax came about mainly right after I graduated high school back in '05, and a lot of my homeboys, they just started calling me Mike Sax because they whenever people saw me, I always had my sax with me, so they just kind of started calling me Mike Sax. So
okay, so how long have you been playing the saxophone?
It's about 9 years now.
9 years. Do you know how to play any other instruments?
Yeah, I played percussion in high school. I haven't played since then, but I played piano also. I started playing piano when I was 6 years old. So
okay.
I'm not a great piano player, but I still do a little something on it.
All right, that's fine. Do a little something. Okay. So who inspired you? I mean, what jazz artist inspired you?
Well, I mean, first of all, my dad. He's probably the biggest inspiration for me musically because he started me out when I was 6 years old. He bought me my first instrument, which was a keyboard. So, so I mean, from that aspect, I mean, probably my dad. But musician-wise, we got my favorite, of course, is Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, Dexter Gordon. Who else? Clifford Brown, Dizzy Gillespie, Johnny Griffin. I mean, I can go on all day.
Okay, because these names are quite new to me. So who would you say is your favorite?
My favorite is probably Charlie Parker, hands down.
Charlie Parker. Yeah. How's his character in relation to yours?
I mean, probably Charlie Parker. I mean, he was an alto saxophonist, so I mean, I play mostly alto now, so a lot of what I do, or what I try to do, you can kind of hear a little bit of his playing and my playing as far as the way I approach playing my instrument. So, okay,
what would you say is the most difficult part in playing an instrument? Well, in your case, a saxophone. So, was there any time where you struggled with learning something or trying to? Because I don't know how to play an instrument at all.
No, I mean, for me, I never really had a hard time playing it. I mean, as far as working things out, I mean, I have a pretty good ear, so I never really had a hard time learning anything. But as far as technical wise, I mean, I had to put in a lot of work, just with dexterity and technique to get to a certain. Get certain things under my fingers. So, but I mean, so as far as that goes, I mean, I've never really had a tough time like playing the instrument. For me, it's just always been about trying to play clean and you know, my technique. So I mean, that's probably that's probably the most difficult thing for me personally.
So it just came natural. You were born to do it.
Yeah, you could say that.
So did your father play? Your father did play, right?
He played. What did he play? He played baritone when he was in I think elementary and middle school. Yeah, so he played. He played brass, but I think he stopped. We actually got put out the band when he was in high school. He got into it with the band teacher, so that was kind of at the end of his career.
So that's why you have to play clean, because you don't want to get put out the band.
Well, no, I mean,
did you get put out the band?
No, I ain't get put out the band. I mean, for like playing clean. I think every player strives to be, as clean as possible. You know, you don't want to get out. You know what I mean? So you don't want to get out, in front of people and you playing. It sounds like blah 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 blah. Okay. You want to sound like you want to be clean, like not like blah. It's almost like you're stuttering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can't stutter with the saxophone.
Nah, not at all.
We have to.
Yeah,
do it again for me.
Yeah, like
How does it sound?
Do
it again. You said.
Yeah, I mean like.
See, my saxophone probably sound like bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be as clean as possible. Otherwise, people not gonna want to listen to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So, are you interested in any other genres of music besides jazz, or is that just like all you do?
No, my favorite band, like of any genre, is the Beach Boys. Like a lot of people don't believe me; they think I'm just a jazz head, but like, nah. I mean, for overall, like the Beach Boys are probably my favorite, like band, like period, like hands down.
The Beach Boys.
Yeah, like
I've never heard of the Beach Boys.
For real?
Could you tell me something about the Beach Boys?
Oh yeah, the Beach Boys were a famous rock and roll band from like back in like the 50s and 60s. They were most popular for surf music in California on the West Coast.
Do you know how to surf?
Nah, I can't surf at all.
Okay, me either.
I'll never try. I can't. I'm not a good swimmer, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a good swimmer.
Yeah, I'm not a strong swimmer, so I've never really tried to.
Okay, so I'll swim and you play the saxophone.
Yeah, and so if I fall off, that means you can jump in and save me since I can't swim that good.
We'll work on it. I'll call a lifeguard or something. But anyways, back to the conversation. So tell me a little bit about your band. How many players are in your band? I mean, what are some of their personalities?
Well, my band it started with me and my keyboard player Jeremy Nixon. I met him through my brother, my sophomore year in high school, and they were freshmen, and so now he's been rocking with me since the beginning of it. So it kind of started with me and him. My drummer, the drummer that I use the most, his name is Jonathan Lucas. We all three of us went to high school together. My bass player, he's from Memphis. His name is Lauren Clark.
Lauren Clark?
Yeah.
I'm from Memphis. We're gonna have to Google him and find Lauren Clark.
Yeah, you can find him on Google. Yeah. So as far as my band goes, those like my core people that I use. So I kind of build around those core people. And then it just depends on the venue. And what exactly the people are looking for, as far as sometimes they may want a 10-piece band, sometimes they may only want just a 3-piece or a 2-piece.
Mm-hmm.
So so it kind of varies, but whenever I'm doing my thing for my band, it's usually anywhere from 6 to 10 people, including vocals, guitars, and etc.
Okay.
Percussion and everything.
Okay, I'm glad you explained that, because you were saying a 2-piece band and a 3-piece band.
Yeah.
Kind of sounded like a
Chicken.
Chicken. Like we're going to Chicken Genius, the Church of Chicken or something. But I got you. I follow you. Are you all following? I'm hoping so. Okay, well, what is probably one of the biggest venues you've played at?
The biggest venue I've played at. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say, the biggest.
That was you just was like, wow, this is huge.
Okay, a couple of years ago, I played. I sat in with this guy named a saxophonist named Mike Phillips in Atlanta. I mean, he's pretty well known. He's played with Prince, Stevie Wonder, Jill Scott, Blackstreet, and so on and so forth.
I know those people.
Yeah. So as far as like crowd wise, and that's probably like the most people I've played for. I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000 people there. It was I can't remember. I know it was about 3 or 4 years ago. It was like the Atlanta Jazz Festival. They have it every year, every summer.
Atlanta Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like to play something for us today?
Yeah, I can rock something for you.
Okay.
Alright.
We would like to hear something today.
Okay, cool.
Akilah, I think that was a great interview. I really did. It provided me with insight, provided me with a couple of laughs. But I did learn something new about jazz, and I think that it's quite fitting that your first interview is a jazz interview, considering how I met you. I met her through our jazz station here on campus, WMR. I just think it's quite fitting. So welcome to the team.
Thank you, thank you. I just thought, with me being new, I thought bringing about something new would be interesting. Like I said, I'm new to the jazz and working at the station. Thank you, you taught me so much. So I'm expanding, I'm broadening my horizons,
We're excited.
And I'm glad to bring it to the conversation.
We're excited. All right, so for the conversation, I'm Joshua Bowman.
And I'm Jasmine Van.
All right.
And I'm Akilah.
That's right, and we are zooming out. All right.